Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to what is the live stream on the 13th of October. My name is Danielle, better known as Danielle, the Happy Medium. Many of you should be getting your notifications. These streams are designed for all of you, lovely lot, to talk to me about your development, all things spiritual, any sort of burning questions in which that you would like to talk to me about. Remember, anything that I say is subject to your interpretation. Take what resonates and sort of dump the rest. You know, the chat box is always available for everybody and anybody to sort of talk to me about anything they want to talk to me about. I'm really excited to be back, actually. We are now getting to be here about once every fortnight with these live streams in order to sort of help those out there in the industry who are maybe struggling in order to sort of get where they need to be. Hello to Serena. Hiya, lovely. Hello, love. I look forward to I'm out in Ireland as of tomorrow. I'm so excited. Back travelling. It's a real pleasure to be back out there with my Irish lovely lot. Hopefully I might see you. If not, I fully understand. I know you're a very busy woman these days. But I look forward to being back out with my Irish lot tomorrow, which is, it's been too long. It's been too long. This no travelling malarkey and all that type of thing. Paula's in anyway. Hello, Paula. Nice to have you here. Laura's in. Hello, Laura Pet. Vicky's in an all afternoon. Vicky from the States. I hope you're well out there. And I hope you are all keeping well. And thank you for joining us. It's a real pleasure to have you here. And certainly the floor is open for your questions in order to talk a little bit to me about what it is you want to talk to me about. While I'm sort of waiting for you to sort of type your questions in and, you know, all them types of things, let me talk to you a little bit about the sort of the courses and classes and things that I have coming on. So we have the November building mechanics, which only has, I think, about 1 or 2 spaces left. Very busy, I've got to be honest, these mechanic classes now. I'm internally humbled and very grateful for not only return clients but also new clients coming in. I've just finished a set of classes there, so I've been very busy all day today training. We have some single one-off classes. Some new ones have just gone up: spiritual intelligence and also spiritual philosophy, which is all available via the website. We also have the mentoring starting in the month of May for not only private sittings but also for the beginners. And we also have a couple of classes, or a couple of spaces left on my beginners, which starts in November as well. And that is it for 2021, folks. Can you believe it? We are in October. Absolutely flown over this year yet again. I'm hoping next year is certainly a more promising year for us all. And I'm certainly hoping that my travel will continue in 2022. Well, I don't hope, I know. But, you know, that's just me being kind of polite and nice anyway there. But yes, so we've got a couple more in. So Denise is in. Hello, Denise. I hope you're well. John's in. Good evening, John. Natasha's in. Hello, Natasha. And Geraldine's in as well. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you very much for liking the video as well. As you all know, it really helps with the algorithm and certainly sort of putting us up there in that stream with YouTube. So I'm very grateful to you for that. Laura's just putting some of the links in there for anybody who may be watching this on the rerun or sort of not watching this particularly live, in order so that you can follow them links. But there is the website, which is www.theoddbodschoolofmediumship.com, where you can also find one-to-one mentoring. The book as well, my Freestyling Mediumship book, is also available on there for you to purchase if you so wish. Yeah, so there's lots of good stuff going on over there. Certainly check it out. If you're not already following us via Facebook or Instagram, everything's in the description box below. So certainly check that one out. The group is getting extremely busy, so thank you to all the new people who are joining us there as well. So the floor is open for your questions, for you to sort of ask me anything you want to ask me in regards to mediumship development, psychic awareness, you know, all of that jazz, you know, all them sort of exciting things, all them burning questions that you lot all have. So yes, by all means, certainly get them in the box now. So the first one's in from Paula. So good evening to you, Paula. Hiya, Danielle. Hello, sweetheart. Every time I dream of my 2 aunties who passed, I received bad news. Are they warning me before it happens? So sometimes a lot of people can sort of say that. Some people can sort of say other things. It's just this. It could be that they're just letting you know that certain things are going to happen. The spirit world tend to be very good like that. They don't tend to predict too much because obviously it interferes in free will. But your loved ones will always like to help you out where they can and sort of certainly assist you in any particular areas that they think is really necessary. Me personally, Paula, take what resonates from the dreams and sort of leave the rest. Try not to worry too much about that one and just sort of let your loved ones do what they need to do. Next time they might bring you some really good news. Who knows? Definitely keep an eye on that one. But yeah, they can sort of help us out and they do help us out and they certainly like to assist us in many different ways. The best of luck with that one, Paula, and thanks very much for your question. Laura's spamming again. It's all right, Laura. Don't worry about it. Cassie's in. I'm in it again. Hello, Cassie. Are you all right out down in Wales? I hope you're keeping well, my darling. Natasha's in. Hello, Natasha. Hello, Danielle. What is the vibration of the body when trying to connect to your guides? It was very strong and my breathing changed. Anybody experiences? So basically, when we connect with guides, they have got an energy vibration, so your energy field will change or alter in some way. So that's just their way of sort of letting you know and making you aware that they're there and that they are available to you. So for me personally, I wouldn't worry too much about that one. Your breathing may change because there's been alterations within your aurical field or alterations within that energy. So in all honesty, Natasha, I wouldn't worry too much about that. Certainly sounds to me like that you're having some experiences. You're certainly having the spirit world join you. So it sounds like it sounds like things are certainly going there for you, and it sounds like things are going well. So well done to anybody. Do I experience different changes? Yeah. Every guide I work with has a different alteration of energy and a different feeling or a different sort of perception or whatever it may be. So I don't personally think at this time, Natasha, you're doing anything wrong. Another question in from Natasha again. Danielle, what is the energy swirls if I say when I'm meditating? Almost like fog. So could be, for me, when I see fog, this is just my interpretation over the years, it's confusion. So the confusion could be yours and a confusion that you can't quite see. Best thing to do, Natasha, is ask your spirit friends and helpers to basically clear it away so that you can see more clearly. Certainly, you know, the spirit world don't want to fear you in any way. They certainly don't want to help hinder you in any way. So ask them just to clear it away. If it's not yours, tell them, you know, please can you remove that and give that back to wherever it is it come from. But fog for me normally is confusion or confusion around and about me. So you would need to differentiate from your people. Is it yours or is it somebody else's? And therefore from that, you should be able to alternate and shift from that. Normally the spirit world will move on anything that's not yours. And even if it is yours, they'll sort of clear that away so that you can see them or work with the spirit world a little bit more clearly. So I hope that helps answer your question. Paula says thanks, not a problem. Laura's sticking in some Instagram stuff, so certainly do check us out on Instagram. You'll love it over there. I like Instagram. It's one of my favourite platforms. I'm not a big fan of Facebook, but I love Instagram. I'm just going to have a drink of that water because I've come straight from class straight onto here. So I hope you don't mind. So yes, like I say, Laura is putting the Instagram link in. Like I say, I do like Instagram. I certainly do a lot of work there over on Instagram, and I like the pictures, to be honest with you. I really do enjoy Instagram. It's an easier platform to work. Facebook for me, it can be a bit tedious and a bit iffy jiffy from time to time. But I suppose everybody's different and everybody likes different things and things. So certainly do enjoy Instagram though. Vicky's saying, can a sitter ask for a particular loved one or is it just whoever comes through? And what you need to hear at the time. Different mediums have different perspectives on this, Vicky, so I'll give you both abbreviations. So for me personally, I'm a big believer in allowing the spirit world and working with that intelligence to bring through who they particularly feel is necessary for that said individual with that said individual problem that they have. And the reason I work that way for is because for me, there is certain problems in all our lives. We have certain friends who can help us with many different things. And then there's other friends who've never had any experience in them areas. So they're only really sort of giving their opinion. when we work with the spirit world, the intelligence is always at work here. So the intelligence is that they know that you're coming because there's a said issue or a said problem, if you can understand that. So they will always bring the loved one that's going to be, you know, most dedicated to helping you with that particular issue or problem that you have. On the other hand, we can do what I say communicators to order. It sort of goes against the intelligence. It doesn't mean that that person isn't there or that person does not love you or anything like that. It just means that, you know, we're ordering that person to come forward, which for me, I'm not a big fan of ordering anybody around in the spirit world, but that's just my perception. I'm not saying that's right nor wrong. Does that person come forward if you so wish them to come forward? Yes, they will be available to you, but they may not be able to assist you with the said problem in which that you have, but they may have other family members with them who will be able to assist you with that particular said problem which that you have. But if you're looking for somebody in particular, that person can come forward and should come forward. Again, free will plays a part here. Again, a lot of mediums backwards and forwards on this one. Again, not one is right, not one is wrong. It's always the bigger picture and the evolution of the mind and the medium and the development and things as well. We have to take lots and lots of things into consideration here. I don't think one is right nor one is wrong. I just think it's open to interpretation. So for me personally, Vicky, I see it from both sides of the coin. One and both can be done, and one and both may not be done through the intelligence and the free will. It's a personal choice. It's up to the said medium who's doing that particular sitting, and it's also up to the spirit world as well. But if everything's working, there's no reason why then people shouldn't be there. All right, so I hope that answers your question. Cassie's saying your aura is really bright this evening. Well, thank you. I'm feeling quite tippity top, I've got to be honest with you, Cassie. It's because I'm going travelling, Cassie, that's what it is. And I love to travel. As many people might know, I love to travel. I've travelled extensively all over the UK working and demonstrating. And I love to travel abroad and work all over the world as well, virtually and also in person. And the fact that it's a first travel for like nearly 2 years make me quite excited, like, I've got to be honest. Tyrone's in there. Hi, I've booked a place at the workshop. To be honest, Tyrone, it's a sellout. the text me earlier on, there's not a space to be had. The whole lot's gone. All of them's gone. It's a very busy workshop. I'm really touched, but I do love Ireland. I'm very popular in Belfast and in Dublin, so you know, and I haven't been there for over 2 years, so I'm very excited to be there working with you as well. It's gonna be an amazing time. I just know it is. Anyway, Cassie's saying, I feel like, especially at the beginning of giving readings, when they ask for a specific person, if it can be a bit difficult to keep the mind quiet enough, as you might put pressure on yourself. Again, like I said, it's a personal choice for each and every medium. Some mediums agree that everybody's there and, you know, that you can get anybody out of the spirit world, and I'm not here to dispute that, nor, you know, say this, that, the t'other. I just say that I do it through the intelligence and working with the spirit world and working with what the spirit world feels is right for the said, you know, loved one that is sitting in front of me. Can I also give a bit of time to allow that other one that they're actually looking for to come through as well? Yeah, of course. Could I also work 2 communications at one given time? Yeah, so I could have the particular person they're looking for and the person who's come forward to help with the specific problem that the sitter has. There's no right or wrong, and you know, I think when we're doing communications, it's very important that we sort of get away from what's right, what's wrong. It's about what's best for the client, what's working with the spirit world and the intelligence and the development of the medium in the mind at the time. And I think we should always be monetarian, that we can always do better next time, even if that particular time it doesn't quite work for us, or it doesn't quite go the way the client wants it to go, or whatever. I think it's important that we just try to do the best job we can as individuals and take it from there, I've got to be honest. So, but thank you very much for that, Cassie. I appreciate that. John Morgan's in. Hiya, Daniel. It's Linda. I thought it was you. Has Chief told you how spirit see us as energy? Do they see us as colour? They match our energy frequencies, and they so the spirit world, you understand the mechanics in which that I work with. You know, I don't particularly work that way with, you know, oracle fields and these types of things. I have a set of mechanics that were given to me by the spirit world, which are in my book. God, I'm not very prepared tonight, folks. Hold on, here it is. Which explains these. explains like sort of the mechanics in which that I use that was given to me by the spirit world. It is actually in this book. You can get this book from the website. For me, I do not agree, and this is just my viewpoint. I'm not saying that anything else out there is any different. I don't believe that the spirit world is touching my energy. I don't the reason I believe that for, and the reason I know that for, is that my energy is a completely different frequency to the frequency of the spirit world. So the spirit world don't actually use our energy in that capacity. Do I think that the oracle field has different colours in? Yes, because of the chakra system. So I would assume that maybe they can say that. And I would assume, in fact, I don't assume, I know that they will probably say that. But for me personally, is it regarding to a particular vibrational match and things like that? Everything is a vibrational match in this world and in the spiritual world. Because we are what we like and what we don't like. And, you know, for me personally, likes and dislikes is a personal preference. It's an opinion that we've formulated over a sequence of circumstances that have led us down that path of like or dislike. But everything is a vibrational match, and everything is always working for whatever it is you're vibrating at that said time. So I hope that answers your question a little bit there for you. Laura's saying, question, do you think different energies, times of the month, the way the planets affect our mediumship? Lots and lots of people ask me that question, and it's something that I think, you know, for me personally, especially I think for the women, you know, hormonally we are changing, and hormones are a change within the mind, which then frequencies through the body. So could I say that maybe affects your mediumship in some way? It affects the instrument, and obviously you are the instrument that is the mediumship, which is the power. So in turn, in essence, yes, probably it could. Do I think Mercury retrograde and planetary action and all of that malarkey has any effect on us? No, because I don't really feed into that. Like, I've got to be honest, I don't really feed into that Mercury retrograde nonsense. Not to say that many years ago I didn't not think them things, but my awareness and my change of thought-based matter makes me believe that that really doesn't have anything to do. I think hormonally, yes, because it's chemical, which means it's part of the mind, which means it's part of the body. But anything else like Mercury retrograde, moons and that, they're sort of an outside influence. So I suppose it depends on what you're allowing into your awareness. So if you feed into that Mercury retrograde, you're gonna become aware of that, and you're gonna become aware of them things and this, that, and the other. And the full moons again. So if you sort of get into that sort of idea of, well, the full moon, so your psychic ability is going to lift, and, you know, rah, 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 then ultimately, if you're thinking that, which is a vibrational match, which me and Linda were just talking about, then ultimately you're gonna find them things in your awareness. It's what you're putting your attention to. You know, if you're putting your attention to, you know, you're having a bad day, you're going to have a bad day. If it's Mercury retrograde, oh, my computer's going to blow up, you know. It's about what you put your intention to. And if there's enough intention to it and there's enough power behind the back of it, well, anything's possible, really, to be fair. So I hope that answers your question a little bit for you there, Laura. Tyrone saying, I've read that. Sorry about that, Tyrone. Skipping past to Natasha. It feels like my hearing has become more sensitive. Yep, it does. Everything gets sensitive, Natasha, the further more down the path you go. My face highlights up when the noise is too loud, and also experience popping in both ears. Yeah, so maybe they're just tuning with the instrument. They're saying what the instrument's doing and what the instrument's not doing. Spirit world, it's a test for them as well as it is for us. You know, the spirit world's always constantly adjusting and working with their awarenesses and their spiritual intelligence, and how that instrument's taking on new information and new ideas, and how it's working and how it's not working. So there's no real problem in that. I've got to be honest with you, Natasha. Just sounds like your team is just sort of having a bit of a play around, is the best way I can put it, and seeing how they can best move that mediumship forward, and how they can also move the instrument forward. Best of luck with that one, Natasha. Yeah, let me know how things go on there. Keep your questions up, says Laura. Yeah, don't be shy. Tyrone saying, last night I heard a conversation between two men, seeing in my mind two men and an old-fashioned hat in a smoky corner of a pub. Do you think it's linked to the old flats I live in? Question, do you think it's linked there, Tyrone? Do you think? Because it's not about what I think, it's about what you think. And this is something I've talked about quite a lot. It's I always have an awareness or an understanding because I share knowledge. It doesn't mean to say I know everything. It just means that I have an awareness and understanding. What's more important is that I empower you to understand your own awareness and your own understanding of what you're being shown and why you're being shown it, and what you can take from that and how you can develop from that. So I'm going to flip that straight back round to you and say, what do you think? And then let me know in the comments box. All right. Laura's just putting in the book, so certainly check out the book. John saying, which is Linda, thanks, not a problem. Laura saying that makes sense. Yep, it sure does. Margaret saying, hello, Margaret, love, I hope you're well. I am well, thank you very much. Very busy, but yes, I'm really, really well, thank you. Mohammed, good evening, Mohammed. Hi, I'm new to mediumship. Well, welcome to the journey, dear. Sometimes I feel headaches after linking with spirit. Is this normal? No, I would say no to that. Normally, the spirit world don't put on anything to us that's going to make us feel unwell, going to make us feel any sort of pain or anything like that, unless it's part of a communication, if this makes sense. So for me, it could be that the instrument needs some work. So I would say that maybe your mind is a little cluttered, or I want to say that maybe there needs to be some work done on the instrument in this area of the crown chakra, third eye. Your intuition could be a bit off. It could be like you've sort of blocked your own intuition, or you've blocked your own third eye or your own crown chakra, which is then giving you the bit of the headache. I don't think it's spirit based. I think it's more to do with the fact that it's more to do with the instrument. Some inner work there, Mohammed. Also some sitting in the power, not only for yourself but also sitting with the spirit world, will probably be very beneficial to you in that one. So I hope that answers your question a little bit for you there. Natasha's in again. Come on, Natasha, with these questions. Keep giving us them. Why do I only hear the buzzing from my guides and not hear what they're actually saying? Is it because I'm not fully developed right? No, it's just that there's the normally with clairaudient, they're just testing. They're testing, you know, which bit sounds right, which bit are you going to pick up better, is this ear going to take more, is that ear going to take more. It's just where they're sort of developing, that's all. They're just having a look at you as the instrument. Everybody's fully developed, Natasha. And I know that's going to sound like a really sort of strange question and probably a strange answer to you. Everybody's developed already. This is something that I sort of put into my students very early on, and did so tonight in class. There is no, all of you on here is as good a medium as me. All of you. The only difference is that I have learnt the journey more. I have more awareness of my journey. I understand my journey more. But each and every one of you as mediums are just as good as me, if not better. You know, there's this very big misconception in the industry that we have to have some kind of you know, some kind of this, that, the other to be, you know, a certain sort of standard of mediumship. Actually, all your development is already there. You're already a full-blown medium. It's just that you as the instrument feels that you need to find more, you need to do more. That's all it is. Or understand the journey more is probably the better way to put it. So I wouldn't say it's got nothing to do. You're already developed. Otherwise, you wouldn't be picking up the spirit world. So I hope that answers your question a little bit for you there. Tyrone saying, yeah, I guess so. See, it was when I closed my eyes to sleep. I opened my eyes and the talking continued. I've just been very sensitive and enjoying it. You will. So the spirit world's aware. So there's a lack of discipline with you, Tyrone. Naughty. You when you go to bed, it's bedtime. You shouldn't be still looking for the spirit world. A lot of mediums talk to me about this one all the time. Danielle, I see faces when I go to bed. It's because you've took your mind to the spirit world, and that's where you are, and you're looking around and you're being curious, which is, it's good. You need curiosity for the spirit world, but it's not very good when you're trying to get some sleep. Do you know what I mean? So for me, you need to have a little bit more discipline, Tyrone, and you need to make sure that the spirit world stay back. But if you could tell the spirit world stay back all you want, if you're still looking for them, they're going to turn up. So my advice to you would be stop looking for them when you go to bed. Best way to put that is, instead of taking the intention of your mind to here, to the third eye, take your attention to the breath. So bring your mind to here and learn to concentrate your mind on the breath, which then stops you moving your mind to the spirit world. It gives your mind something else to concentrate on. And normally through the rhythm of the breath, it actually takes you over and allows you to sleep as well. So that's one of the biggest tips I can give you in that area. But there's a lack of discipline there, Tyrone. It'll come given time. Even thinking of spirit, I feel, yeah. So you're thinking. So every time you think of the spirit world, every time you talk about the spirit world, every time you do communication, you're connecting. You've got to learn to be, as you move down that journey of mediumship, and also that spiritual journey, that you must learn to be disciplined. When you're working for spirit, you're working for spirit, and that's something I had to learn a couple of years ago, because I was very much in the space that you were. I was always looking for the spirit world, always looking for them. And then about 3-4 years ago, I started to discipline my mind so very readily that when I'm looking for them, they're there, and when I'm not looking for them, and I'm Danielle today, I'm not interested in the spirit world don't, sort of come looking for me type of thing. Because ultimately you then become what we call living in an altered state of reality. So then that's when burnout can kick in as well. So be very monetarian of that one time. I understand this happens a lot with new mediums because there's a lack of discipline there. Something you really need to get in very early on in your mediumship. Discipline. These are my boundaries. Please don't overstep them. I am not working for the spirit world. Don't step forward. But if you're going in looking, then the spirit world's going to come forward. I've got to be honest. So it's making sure that when you're working for them, you're working for them. When you're not, and you don't go looking for them. Because they'll still be there tomorrow or within the next hour or whatever when you do go looking. I've got to understand that. Yeah, so you have to be a bit more disciplined. So when you're sitting in the power, what you're sitting in the power for? You're sitting in the power for guides, or you're sitting to connect to the loved ones in the spirit world, your loved ones. When you're sitting in the power for the spirit world, you have to have some intention behind the back of that. What is it you're doing? Are you going over there to develop? If so, what kind of development are you doing? Are you developing for the clear range? Are you developing the clear audience? What are you developing? So, and really, when you're sitting for guides and things, loved ones shouldn't be coming forward. So again, there's a little bit of lack of discipline there. You need to get, this has never been, right. So if it hasn't started, it hasn't happened in 15 years, what's changed? Something's changed then. So what's changed? What's changed? What have you started doing that's differently to what you were doing before? Because if this wasn't a problem then, but it's now a problem now, something's changed there. So if you've never had that issue before, something's changed. So what's changed? So my answer to you would be get away at the spirit world and ask them what's changed. What am I doing differently that's now causing this problem? Because that'll be where your answer comes from. So if you already had the discipline, then something's gone wrong somewhere and you need to put that right. Not a problem, Mohammed. Natasha saying thank you very much. Laura's saying, do you think, say, if you didn't remember people's names in life, you wouldn't get them in mediumship? As I said before, and I do a lot of my communications on intelligence based, I don't particularly go looking for anything in the spirit world. When I'm doing communications, it's very much a freestyle. I allow the spirit world to talk about whatever it is that the spirit world want to talk about. If the names come in, they come in. If they don't, they don't. I don't tend to go looking for evidence because I find that to be interfering in the story of the intelligence in which the spirit world's wanting to talk to me about. It can then also jolt the communication. I can actually cut the communicator off, which would then jump out onto a psychic link. So I tend to, stay away from that. In the intelligence and the awareness of the intelligence, if that personality didn't remember names and birthdays and stuff like that, then that's going to be in the intelligence. Do you know what I mean? That's going to be within that communication or within that personality of that person. So yes, it's probably more unlikely to get them things. Do they or could they maybe give you set names? Yes, but they may also be that they don't give them names as well because it wasn't part of their personality, which isn't part of their story. So it's a yes and no sort of question, that one, Laura. I've got to be honest with you. Hope that answers your question. Del saying, good evening, Danielle. Hi, Del, love. Looking very lovely this evening. You smooth talker. Anyway, loving the new year. I know, it's nearly finished. We're nearly there. It's just got some bits and pieces left to do. And but yes, it was very yellow a fortnight ago when I was on, but now it's sort of starting to get the colours I need. It's just got a bit more. I'm going next Friday, and when I get back off my travels, you know. But thank you for your beautiful comment. I hope you're well anyway. It's been a while since I've seen you. I hope you're keeping well. Natasha saying, Danielle, how can I develop or learn more? Or is it not up to me with the spirit? What is that? There's a couple of routes to go on with that one, Natasha. So you can do a couple. You can do the route I took, which was sitting for the spirit world, working on my own development, doing as much of the practice that I possibly could. You can go down the training route, which is classes, courses, mentorships, that type of thing. Or you can do both. It's entirely up to you. You have to ask which one works for you and which one's in the best interests for you. Some people want to do my way, which is just work completely with the spirit world, develop that way. Some people want to do the classes and courses and mentorships. That's okay too. Some people want to do a mixture of both. Again, no one is right, no one is wrong. It's whatever works for you as the instrument, and whether or not that's something one you can afford. You know what I mean? You got to remember as well, you know, training and when you afford it. Have you got the time for it? You know, have you got the time for the sitting? You have to look at your options and then think which one's best for you. So I hope that answers your question a little bit there for you. Tyrone says, I don't do anything before. I couldn't do. I could just do it without trying. I asked to become more clairaudient, and that conversation last night blew me away. There you are. See? See, so basically, yeah, you got what you asked for, and that's the spirit world all over. They do deliver eventually. It just takes some time. If you're not really doing anything, or maybe it was just so that you could hear them because that was what you were asking for, things might just go back to normal, Tyrone. So I'll be interested to see what goes on over the next couple of weeks and months. If things settle down, then it was just a one-off in the spirit world, just showing you that you can hear the spirit world. If it's something else, then maybe we'll have to have a look at that further down the line. At the minute, I don't feel it's a major issue. And maybe once you do, and if you tell the spirit, well, look, get back. You know what I mean? I'm going to bed. 9 times out of 10, they'll disappear. As long as you don't go looking for them again. So, but it sounds like you've got all the control, Tyrone. But I look forward to seeing you on Saturday anyway. Laura's saying thanks. Sarah's in saying, hiya, Danielle, how's you? I'm really well, actually. Thank you very much, Sarah. Busy. Is the word I use. Busy. Yeah. But I'm good all the same. A little tired, I gotta be honest, but that's just because I'm working a lot, but that's neither out nor something. That's nothing new for me, like. Looking great. Thanks very much. You know, I'm quite content, I'm quite happy, you know, I'm in a good place, you know, etc, 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 etc. Yeah, thanks very much for joining us. I hope you're well too, Sarah. So for all those who are just maybe skipping across this video and you know, you're not watching it for the live, Laura's just been putting in some of the classes and the courses, but if you certainly want to check out you know, them for yourself, check out www.theoddbodschoolofmediumship.com. Hannah W, hello Hannah W, why do you think some people don't hear from loved ones in spirit that they so desperately want to hear from? Is it because they want it so much and sort of put a blog out? No, I don't believe in that. I believe, and I've got two, and again, this may be contradictory to some of the things that are in the industry, but I'll always give two sides of the coin. One is a free will thing. Free will in regards to the fact that you can't tell anybody in the spirit world to do anything. Even though we're all connected through the band of love and, you know, all these types of things, some loved ones choose to come forward when they feel it's the right time for them. Another one could be that the medium in which that you're working with isn't as developed in that particular area, or doesn't feel confident enough to go for that particular type of communication. And the other one could also be that, you know, when we're taking personal sittings, and the sitter has to be aware of this. Lots of people think that they're ready for a sitting, and I find when I get a lot of people in a chair for a private sitting, they're not always as ready as they think they are. So obviously the spirit will never infringe upon anybody. They will never ever want to upset their loved ones in any way. So there could be that they're just sort of waiting for the loved one to be in a good enough place to take that communication as well. So there's a couple of different reasons. But do I think that people block them or that type of thing? No, that's sort of old school. stuff that used to be said, you know, many years ago, and it's sort of filtered through the sort of the industry, and it's sort of, you know, this, that, and the other. They are the reasons as to why I believe. I'm not saying that my reasons are right. There may be many who disagree with me, and I quite accept that. But for me personally, they're one of the three reasons that I tend to find with regards to that particular said question. So I'll answer the question for you there, Hannah. Tyrone saying, do you know when you're ready to give a reading full time? At what stage do you take the leap? And if you don't mind me asking, at what stage you're at? I was out the trap kind of early, like Tyrone, I've got to be honest. I think you're ready when you're ready. Nobody can tell you categorically, hands down, when you're ready or you're not ready. Like I say, you do all the mentorships training classes, you know, unless you actually take the plunge and you actually go for it, you're never really going to know beyond a shadow of a doubt. My advice would probably do some free readings first, see how they progress, see how they go for you. If they're going really well, they then start and put a donation base on. So you do a reading and you ask people to pay a certain donation, or you could maybe, you know, put it out as a said, you know, a cheaper reading, say maybe €15, €20, you know, whatever it may be. I started doing readings within about 6 months of me opening up my journey and my development. It was just the way it happened for me. Like I've said before, I probably said again on these streams, you know, I didn't go looking for mediumship. Mediumship found me. I wasn't particularly looking for it. I wasn't looking to do private sittings. I wasn't looking to be the demonstrator. I wasn't looking for trance. I wasn't looking for sharing of knowledge. It all just seemed to come to me, if that makes sense, in different stages of different times of my development and over the years of doing mediumship. I mean, it didn't all come in at once, of course. But it was about 6 months, I've got to say. Like Tyrone, it was early on, and I was demonstrating within about nine months to a year of me doing my mediumship. The demonstration was a little bit longer, but that was because I'd never been in a church. I think I've told the story about I turned up to a northeast church here, and I was just offered that demonstration work, which worked for me. But I didn't actually go to a lot of like open circles and churches and things like that, even though I'd been called to go to that church for months prior to that, and I put it off, and then I just went one night with my best friend, and that was when I got the invitation to go and stand on a rostrum. So probably the demonstrational work would have come in earlier, but I sort of ignored that. I felt like this instant to pull. I need to go to that church. There's something I need to go there for. But I sort of through like, you know, work and, you know, these types of things. But about 6 months for private sittings, I've got to be honest with you, Tyrone. It was early, actually. So I'll answer the question a little bit there for you. Servicing, good, I'm glad I'm okay. So physically slipping into more writing down what I see, and then it happens, it happens. Age, mind, blessed, thank you. Yeah, just take your time, Sarah. I'm sure it'll all work out for you and give it, you know. Now, the abilities never slip away when it comes to, you know, mediumship or your psychic awareness. They never really ever go away. I've got to be honest, the ability is always there. It might be a little rusty because you haven't used it in some time, but it never truly ever goes away, ever. I don't know where that idea comes from. I think maybe something, you know, further back in, you know, the archives of many years ago. But as far as I'm aware, they don't, that doesn't actually, the ability, once you find that ability and you work with the spirit world in that capacity, it never truly ever goes away. I've got to be honest with you on that one. So I hope that answers your question a little bit there. But I'm pleased to hear you well and you're keeping okay. Tyrone saying, I'm tempted to even put an ad in Gumtree for donation. Well, why not? Why not? Do you know what I mean? Why not? Why not? If you've been reading for, you know, years, it's like you're saying in the comments and that, why not? What, you know, especially if you're doing them for free or you're doing them as donation based, right? You're not really, you know, putting yourself out there and, you know, the page and all the rest of it. Why not? Why not try that? Because you never know, it might actually work for you. And sometimes I think with mediumship, the spirit world's never holding that mediumship back, if you can understand that. It's the instrument that's holding the mediumship back. It's the instrument that's holding the development back. It's the instrument who's fearful. It's never the spirit world. There's nothing to fear from them, as you know. I'm probably, you know, telling you how to suck eggs, you know what I mean? But in all honesty, why not? what you got to lose. That's the way to look at it. What you got to lose. You've got nothing more. If anything, you've got more to gain than you have out to lose. So why not try it? If it doesn't work out for you, nothing ventured, nothing gained. If it doesn't work out, you come back doing a day-to-day job. But you never know unless you try. So my answer to you would be try. And then if it works out, then the next step will be presented to you. That's the way you got to look at it. You know what I mean? The spirit world, are only asking you. They can only give you all of the tools necessary. The instrument also has to do some of it and all. So why not try? See how that works for you. I wish you the best of luck with it, Tyrone. Sounds like, I think maybe you've been looking for that momentum for a little while, but it looks like maybe you've been holding yourself back rather than the spirit world holding you. Not that I think the spirit world's holding you back, or you've never said that, but I feel like you're holding yourself back. You're tempted. So why not? Sarah's saying, my gram was, but nobody else, but it fell on me, and I write down and saying, and yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, try it. Work it out. See how it works for you. If it doesn't work for you, you ain't lost now. You could also find that it works for you most excitably, and you never know until you try. The best thing to do is try. With Sarah, in regards to connections to our abilities and stuff, some people choose not to work with them abilities within the family unit. That's their choice. That's their free will. All of them types of things. It's up to you, Sarah, whether you continue on with it. You don't have to, but I know lots of mediums and psychics and stuff who've all said they're trying to step away from mediumship or that psychic awareness or parameter, and for some unknown reason the spirit world has come back, and you never really ever step away from them, no matter how much you want to or how much you try, or whatever it may be. You never truly ever step away from them, and they never really let you step away from them. I don't know what that is about. And maybe it's because they don't have as many minds as they would like. I'm not quite sure what all that's about, to be honest. But then again, you never really do get to know the ins and outs of everything with the spirit world. They're alone to their own sometimes, I've got to be honest. They don't do what they want, but their intelligence is far more advanced than ours, far more massively aware than ever. There's Cassie. Look, Tyrone, boosting you up. There you are. Go for it, she's saying. You'll shut yourself. I've got to be honest with you on that one. Like Cassie, I tend to agree with you there on that one. You realise you're doing one reading and start with snowball effect. Yeah, I would agree to that. Like, I've got to be honest, I do agree with Cassie on that one. Definitely. I think she's, I feel like she's onto something there. But obviously, I don't want to be looking to be pushing you like down a road or out Tyrone, because that's not very good professionalism. But I do feel you may need to try. I do feel you may need to try that, because I feel it might open up your eyes a little. But yes, go for it. We'll be interested to know how you get on, Tyrone. I think here on the channel, very interested indeed. I don't know where. Thank you. You're welcome. Your YouTube videos have been massively helpful, and I look forward to seeing you on Sunday. Spirit choose a wonderful teacher. Oh, that's canny of you. That's nice of you. I'm very, I just do my thing. I'm not interested in what anybody else is doing. I see the bigger picture. I try to always see the awareness. Maybe in my early days of development and my early days of sharing knowledge, I probably, could have maybe seen things from a very different angle, you know what I mean? But through, experiences and all that type of thing, I've grown a lot as an individual. I've trained some amazing people. I've trained some wonderful people. I've got some mediums out there who are now working for the spirit world on a professional level. The YouTube channel, I could run ads across it all day long if I wanted to. I choose not to, because the channel was for free. I never wanted to make any money off it in that respect. I'm humbled every day, Tyrone. I've got to be honest. I'm humbled in the fact that, where I stand now, I'm much more content. I love sharing knowledge. I'm passionate about it. I'm passionate about empowering mediums and all them types of things. And for me, it's one of the most rewarding jobs. Just as much as rewarding as demonstrating and giving private sittings, which I love to do as well. Do I have favourites? Yeah. but I love all three of them. And you know, I love trance. I love everything about the spirit world. They amaze me every day, honest to God. But thank you very much for your really lovely comment. That was very, very nice of you. Thank you very much. And funny, I've had a couple of reviews today and all. Everybody's talking nicely about Danielle today. Everybody's saying good things. Anyway, don't mind, just blessed. You're still great as always. There's another one. There's Sarah talking about it and all. You know, thank you very much. I'm really honoured that, you know, I get to share some of my awareness with you, and I'm really honoured that it helps you in some way. Yeah, I'm not for everybody. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and I appreciate that, and I understand that, and I get all of that. But I do really strive to do the very best for me and the spirit world. I may not always do it for the human world, but in my world and for them, I know I'm doing a good job, and that's all that matters. As long as they're happy with us, I didn't want to be getting into trouble with them over there. As long as they're happy, I'm happy. And that's the way I look at it, like, I've got to be honest. But thank you very much for all your lovely, lovely comments. I'm very honoured and touched, thank you. Any other questions? I did say at the spirit world it was going to be a short and sweet one tonight. It's been a very long day, and I've got to be up very early in the morning. And my admin girl, I think, I don't know where she's gone. She'll be there somewhere in the background. So let me talk to you again a little bit about the classes and the courses. So the classes and courses are available for you on the website, which is www.theoddbodschoolofmediumship.com. There's a couple of spaces left on the beginners, one or two left on the building mechanics, and all the mentorships and stuff start for next year, which we've already started to sell. Like, I'm quite humbled in that respect. Couple of single classes with a couple of spaces on. There isn't a great deal left, I've got to be honest, for 2021. I'm really excited for 2022. I'm looking forward to being in Ireland as of tomorrow. I can't wait, mate. Get me on that plane. Get me out of here. You know, it's been a pleasure with your questions and all your wonderful comments this evening. Please do give the video a like, you know, and certainly do share with your friends and tell everybody about the channel. It really does help. I'm going to leave this one short and sweet tonight, ladies and gents. Have a pleasant evening, a pleasant day wherever you are in the world. I will see you all. Definitely she's there saying Laura. We're going to call it a wrap for tonight, Laura. However you are in the world, have a great day, great evening, and I will catch up with you all in a fortnight's time. New live will go up. All right. Thank you very much for your time. Have a good one, folks. Bye for now.